What's up, everybody? Today we're going to talk about love handles and really how to lose them. I mean, why do they call them love handles anyway? Who loves them? And if you actually understand why they're called love handles, well, I mean, they're handles for making love. That's kind of where that origin story comes from, maybe from like Urban Dictionary, but I digress. Let's talk about the love handles. The love handles, that's my worst body part, by the way. Love handles genetically in my family are predominant. Right. It's unfortunate. It is what it is. When we look along my family tree, we see a bunch of trunks, like wide-waisted individuals, which is great because it makes us powerful deadlifters and powerful squatters. And those were my marquee lifts. Also, females in my family are amazingly powerful lower body. They have great squats, great deadlifts, leg presses, and other metrics for lower body strength. And part of that, we do believe, comes from a very powerful, wide hip base. That being said, aesthetically, not so awesome. So how do we lose love handles? Let me break it down for you in 3 simple tips. Tip number 1, baby, we got to lose body fat, total body fat. We cannot spot reduce love handles by themselves, but we can specifically target stubborn body fat areas such as love handles. This is how I do it. So number 1, we must lose total body fat. You must go on a fat loss. Notice I said fat loss and not weight loss diet. We must go on a fat loss diet in order to start drilling down and target those stubborn love handles. Number 2, you must resistance train. You must strength train. You must elicit an anabolic response and build muscle tissue in order to shrink down those love handles. There's 2 parts to this. Number 1 is the aesthetic. The wider your shoulders get, the wider your back gets, the smaller those love handles seem relative to the overall composition of your physique. Number 2, the more muscle you build, the more calories you burn while at rest. This is your BMR, your basal metabolic rate. I've spoken about this in the 2 videos previous, how to lose 50 pounds and how to gain 20 pounds. I will link both of those videos at the end of this video in the credits. So number 1 is we must go on a fat loss diet. Number 2 is we must build muscle tissue through intelligent resistance training. And you can get both those answers in video 1 and video 2, again, linked at the end of this video. Number 3, now this is the marquee conversation. This is what you've been waiting for. Drum roll, please. Love handles typically are very stubborn. These are what we call gender-specific stubborn body fat areas. Now, why are they stubborn? They're stubborn for a few reasons. One of the primary reasons they are stubborn is because they lack blood flow. Blood flow is integral to fat loss. If pockets of fat, let's say love handles, saddlebags, man boobs, those areas generally do not have the same amount of blood flow as, let's say, upper chest. There's a lot of blood flow up in this region, less blood flow in your lower abdominal area. And just think about that pocket right below your belly button, the donut or the half, I call it the sad donut area below the belly button. Those are very stubborn areas of body fat. They are resilient and resistant, I should say, resistant to change. Those are primary storage areas for times of famine that have been embedded deep into our genetic code from our ancestors over thousands of years of feast and famine, right? So this is the body's way of surviving and having a little padding or cushion for the pushing that's stuck to our body, but we don't want that anymore. We have a surplus of food. I have Whole Foods being delivered via Instacart to my house nearly every other day. There is no lack of high quality nutrients coming to my home. There is no more famine going on. I don't need these stubborn body fat areas. How do I get rid of them? we perform low intensity, steady state cardiovascular activity known as LIS while fasted. Now, listen to me right now. Why fasted? Why fasted? People say, why fasted, Dolce? Fasted and fed, you burn the same amount of total calories anyway. That is true. You do. This is not a caloric conversation. This is a biochemical conversation. We know without a shadow of a doubt, every scientist agrees, in the absence of insulin, the alpha and beta receptors inside the fat cell are more efficient in releasing stored body fat. That's all that means. When insulin is freely circulating through your bloodstream, the fat cells are less prone to release that stored energy because there is a signal that there is newly circulating energy from food ingestion. It just makes sense that way. That now I'm abbreviating and making a very complicated biochemical reaction very simple, because that's what you want. You want simple, you want quick, you want easy, you want effective, and that's what I am here to deliver to you. So number one is we must be on a fat loss program. Consider our 3 weeks to shredded program, lose 21 pounds in 21 days. Click the link below. Number two, we must engage in a resistance-based muscle building program. Guys and gals, you must perform those. I have 2 great videos at the end of this one. I will have them linked so you can watch those also. Number 3, we perform LIS, low intensity, not high intensity. High intensity exercise is a glycolytic endeavor, which means your body is then releasing stored glycogen as glucose as the primary fuel source. And it counteracts the desire to release stored body fat in an aerobic capacity, which is why we train low intensity. Low intensity is an aerobic activity, which is much more prone to release stored body fat instead of reverting to stored glycogen, which is essentially carbohydrate being stored, right? So we perform these while fasted, because when we're fasted, we have virtually zero circulating insulin. Picture insulin is the boogeyman. Insulin is the boogeyman scaring the fat cells not to open their door, right? The insulin is the big bad wolf that's huffing and puffing, trying to get the little pigs, like the little fat cell pigs, to open the door. When insulin is no longer available, no longer there, the fat cells are then much more prone to open the door, release that stored energy molecule, because that's all it is. Now, to get those love handles off, in this gender-specific, stubborn body fat area like me, I get shredded, and then those love handles, that's the last thing to go. It takes me, I'll be like 8 weeks shredded. Takes me about 12 weeks to get the love handles gone. Takes me an extra 150% of the time to get that stubborn body part to finally catch up. It's just the way it is, and that's fine. I know this. I start my diet early. What I got to do, and that's the way that it goes down. So for you guys, the 3 takeaways. Number 1, fat loss diet, 3 weeks to shredded. Click the link below. It makes sense. Number 2, muscle building, strength training program. Click the link on the end of this video, how to gain 20 pounds of muscle. Lots of great 2 tips, 2 great takeaways in there. Number 3 is we perform LIS, low intensity, steady state cardiovascular activity, while fasted. I'm going to do another video tomorrow on the benefits, an updated video on the benefits of LIS and how you can body fat hack through the utilization of low intensity, steady state cardiovascular activity, and a few things that I haven't discussed before, how you can dramatically improve your body's ability to burn fat while doing LIS. Those are 2 tips for tomorrow, 2 hacks. Thank you guys for being here. Click the links below, by the way. We have the 3 weeks to shredded program, the #1 rated online healthy diet and exercise platform to lose 21 pounds in 21 days. We also have the Dolce Whey, the most powerful protein on the planet, organic, grass-fed, cross-flow, microfiltered, cold processed. Click the link below. Also work one-on-one with me or one-on-one with any of our registered dietitians. All those links are below. You guys are awesome. Bang, bang. Give this video a thumbs up if you feel so inclined, and leave comments below. I answer all comments, all questions, all queries, all criticisms within the first 24 hours of these videos being posted, and then as much as I can from that point forward. So leave comments. I appreciate you guys being here, and until next time, boom.